For what? We got black Latinos and Native Americans. When the Lord says that our kingdom is to come, as long as we follow the law, statutes, and commandments.
I got the camera bag, I'm the cameraman. If shit getting active, I'ma stand it down. We taking ground, call the ambulance. That shit go. If shit go, you best get right, or you'll get you got that. That shit go. If you got a problem, we'll handle it. Niggas acting hard, you better stand on it. We on every corner, we stamping it. You better get your life for this camp shit. We ain't playing around, there's no cowards, dog. If niggas charged up, you get powered off. Rude of speech, keep it raw. It ain't my fault that you niggas soft. It ain't my fault that these niggas frauds. It ain't my fault that them niggas rats. If your colors fly, you don't get that shit go. Right. If shit go, you best get right, or you'll get you got that. That shit go right. If shit go, you best get right, or you'll get you got that right. That shit go.
When I go to war, gotta hop into the van. Tryna cut the semen, something you don't understand. Getting checked for my betterment, better take it like a man. Nigga, how you walk away from camp? If you willing to die, you better be willing to stand. Take a trip around the world, see a bunch of corners held by them UPK niggas. All them UPK niggas go to camp. And I'm on Shamar here hanging out the car. Wonder when I pull up straight to the battlefield. And I'ma make sure niggas make it back home. Say, nigga, what you thought? Whether anything moving, I be on. Gotta remind them, we nothing like them niggas that you saw. If you hear back up, that'll be your last time to get out the way. The price to pay before
that shit go.
Nah, for real though.
If shit go, you best get right, or you'll get you got that right. That shit go.
Nah, for real though.
If shit go, you best get right, or you'll get you got that.
Y'all want to swim y'all shot right there. Move that song. Move that song. Move that song. The Father we fear. The Father we fear. Yahweh. Israel. 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 All right, we live. Damn right, clap it up. All right, Shalom Israel. Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua brought a thumb to the brothers, and Shalom Yahweh Shamar Alathan Ba'Hashem Yahushua to the sisters. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yahana. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group, nor any other Christian organization. If you guys have any questions, Bubba Gushar, if you can you go ahead to the comments, just in case if there's any questions. If you guys have any questions for tonight, just put it into the live chat. If not, we're going to get rocking and rolling. Tonight's the history class. All right. So, history is something important for all, important for so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans to know. And so, we will go into, we're going to get biblical evidence of how division is essential to the Black, Latino, and Native American community, and how important it is to be a separatist, and how important it is, all right, to understand the supremacy that the Lord promised so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and it's throughout the Bible. Now, when I say supremacy, sometimes that word, I use the word purposely because I know it ruffles feathers, right? That word supremacy, supremacist, and etc. I say it purposely because I know It gets under your skin if you're a so-called white man, and it gets under your skin if you're a Christian or some Buddhist or some Jehovah's Witness or etc. But hear me out. To have absolute supremacy is knowing how to love, is knowing how to keep the laws of God. And so, Baba Kwashah, can you give me Deuteronomy? Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5.
Mm-hmm. Book of Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments.
So when it says behold, right? Behold meaning to look. And it says, I have taught you statutes. Does anybody know what a statute is? Does anyone want to give it a shot in the classroom? What is a statute? That's not what I'm looking for. Go ahead.
An ordinance or a way to go about something.
Okay, I can give him a hand. That's true. I like that. That's exactly what a statute is. And to be exact, I'm gonna go ahead. Let's see. I'm gonna get Merriam-Webster's dictionary because I like how they explain it. All right, right here. It took forever for me to get it. Now I see why they did all that. It's over here. Because a statute, right? It does deal with the laws, but it also gets into the details of it too. So for an example, let me get the word statute. All right. All right. And so now a statute, meaning, so these are the definition of it. A law enacted by the legislative branch of a government, an act of corporation or of its founder intended as a permanent rule, right? Or an intact, now this is different, right? So now here we go. So the main two definitions that you want to focus on is a law enacted by the legislative branch of a government and an act of a corporation of its founder intended as a permanent rule. So a statute is a permanent rule. So now, of course, throughout the Bible, you have statutes, meaning these are permanent rules, right? That the Lord that the Lord gave us. All right, so keep that in mind. These are permanent rules. Please go ahead.
Even as the Most High, my power, commanded me.
So now, also like it start from statutes and judgments. I want to break down judgments.
I have taught you statutes and judgments.
Questions for the class. What's a judgment? What are judgments? Anybody want to give it a shot? Please.
A judgment is the punishment for if you break a law.
That's what a judgment is. So a judgment is if you go against the Most High God, there are going to be consequences. There's going to be repercussions. All right. And so you want to keep that in mind. I know in Christianity, we've been taught to believe that we don't have to pay for the things that we do. We don't have to pay for the things that we say. This is why our communities are so destroyed today, because we believe that there are no consequences behind our actions. And there are not any consequences, and I mean negative ones, negative consequences behind the things that we say. The things that we do and say can be extremely detrimental to the Black, Latino, and Native American community. It can literally destroy someone's upbringing. It can literally drive someone towards acts of violence, and it can drive someone towards suicide. Like that's how important it is to watch what you say and watch what you do. That's why the Lord said that I have taught you statutes and judgments. Please.
Okay. Even as the Most High, my power, commanded me.
Because this is Moses. This is Moses talking to the children of Israel. And he said the Lord commanded him also. Please.
That ye should do so in the land, whether ye go to possess it.
It says that ye should do so in the land, whether ye go to possess it. So no matter what land we're in. Now, the land we're talking about is the land of Israel. However, this scripture is manifold. It does not matter what land you go to. We must keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. A lot of these Christians out here and these fake Israelites will make you believe that you don't have to keep the laws simply because you are not in the land of Israel, but you have to keep the laws of the land in relation to the laws of your oppressors. Well, the law of our oppressors, there's a law that allows a man to marry a man, to have sex with a man. There's a law that allows a woman to marry a woman, have sex with a woman. Are you following that law? As a Christian that believes in God, do you follow that law? I'm sure you do, because you like to have sex with men if you're a man. And if you're a woman, you like to have sex with women if you're a woman. Like, this is why we must separate from Christianity. We must separate from Judaism. We must separate from Buddhism. We must separate from all the spirituality with the singing bowls and the burning sage and all the kind of crystals that may mean something, but according to the Most High, it means absolutely nothing. Like, we were never supposed to put our faith in a rock. We were never supposed to put our faith in a stone. Like, these are things that we were never supposed to do, but we do it because of Christianity. We do it because of our oppression. Because of our oppression, we do it because we've been so traumatized and brutalized and abused and sexualized by our oppressors, which the main oppressor out of all oppressors is the so-called white man. And according to the Bible, his name is Esau, Edom, Idumea. You understand? Please.
Come. Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them.
Mm-hmm.
For this is your wisdom.
So now wisdom, it says right here that keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom. Meaning, by keeping these laws, keeping these statutes, and keeping these commandments, understanding what the statutes are and understanding what the judgments are, this is going to be your wisdom. Here's the thing. A lot of blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, they believe they have all the wisdom in the world, but they really have nothing. Like the Lord just said, having law is the wisest thing to you. Right here, it says it right here. Having law, having statutes, having consequences to your actions, and having consequences to the things you say, right? These are the things that are going to make you wise. It's the wisest thing to have, because if not, you will destroy your community. It's not a matter of if. It's really the matter of when it comes to that. If you look back in time, right? You may, as a people, we go back in time, we may have never thought smoking cigarettes would have been a problem. We would have never thought chewing tobacco could have been a problem. We didn't see it. We did not see it as, okay, this isn't a big deal, until the 70s and the 80s came around, and a lot of people were being diagnosed with all kinds of cancers and diseases and lung diseases and cancers, right? But in the 1940s and 50s, you could not tell someone that smoking cigarettes and putting nicotine in your body, right, is going to unalive you and is going to harm you in the long run. No one would have, you couldn't tell them that this is something that's going to be an addiction to you, and you're going to do anything in your power to get it. I mean, even if it means unaliving someone, even if it means molesting someone or performing oral sex on someone, you're going to do anything for this itch that you have, because you must scratch it. That's what people do with nicotine. You may not think like, oh, well, I've never done that because I smoke cigarettes. That's because you have the money to buy them. Look at the brothers and sisters who don't have the money to buy them. They're literally on the streets begging for quarters and dimes and cents simply because they want to go to the nearest corner store to buy a Lucy, to get a single cigarette from Habib, from the Saudi Arabian, who's selling our people death every single day and making millions of dollars off of our addictions that our oppressors afflicted us of. It's crazy to think about. Like, this is how important it is for us to understand that there are statutes and there are judgments, meaning there are consequences to our actions and what we say. Because if we don't live life knowing that there are things that that our actions and the things we say can actually cause harm to someone, then we will just do it. No one would have thought that cigarettes would have upgraded and graduated to marijuana. No one would have thought that marijuana would have graduated and upgraded to coke and crack cocaine, and then it would have graduated and upgraded to heroin, and then upgraded to all the pills and the Percocets and the Perk 80s and the Xannies and the E pills and the Jigger pills. We would have never thought it would ever come to this point. We are now in 2026, and that came from chewing tobacco and smoking cigarettes since the 1800s. Since the 1800s, this is what's been going on, and we would have never thought that it would have progressed this way. The Lord said that we have statutes and we have judgments. We must watch what we do. We must watch what we say, because it can easily be detrimental to the so-called Black, Latino, and Native American community. Continue reading when you can, whenever you can.
And your understanding.
Mm-hmm. Meaning, so like I'm gonna break that down for you. Meaning, this is going to be your understanding. Now, for anyone online, hopefully I could be heard. No one said anything, so it seems like I could be heard. But this is going to be your understanding. Does anybody know what a understanding is? Anyone in the class want to give it a shot, give a crack at it? What is understanding? And whenever y'all got it, just raise your hands. I'll choose you. if y'all got a if you guys have an answer. Go ahead.
I think understanding is the realization of facts. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know what the dictionary says, but it's the realization of facts.
No, I rock with that. Okay. Give the brother a hand. I could definitely rock with that answer. Also, Yaquar, you want to give a shot at it? The brother's not wrong, by the way. Just want to see if you want to also answer.
Understanding. Understanding, to understand something. It's like I can't put it in words.
Oh, that's perfect. No, I understand. Please.
I wanted to ask you a quick question. Do you mean according to the Bible? What does understanding mean? Or
Well,
you just talking about the word?
Just the word itself.
Okay.
Because technically, so according to the Bible, what would it be?
Practicing and actually putting it to effect what you have learned. That would be understanding.
Well, Salaki, brother, that's the exact answer. Give him a hand. That's exactly what understanding is. Well, sorry, Christ. That was the answer I was looking for, just about. It's literally applied. So I'll give you one of the definitions of Merriam-Webster's dictionary, all right? And so it says right here, this is going to be understanding definition 2B, all right? The power to make experience intelligible by applying concepts and categories. So what the brother said was spot on, because that's what understanding is. Meaning this is going to be something you comprehend, and then what you comprehend, you do. Now, the reason why I wanted to bring this up, because what the brother said, like, is actually practicing, like actually rehearsing, meaning doing something, meaning there's actions. So now we know understanding is also the law, which means understanding is actually doing the law. Here's the biggest things I want to talk about. Actually, a point that I want to make, right? Go ahead and answer that bubble question. Also, because there's two of us here, just if you need any assistance, always call me. That's fine, since I'm still teaching. All right. So now, when you have something called understanding, right? You're supposed to rehearse. Like, there are things that you must do. There are things that you should be doing and can do. Does that make sense? And so now in relation to, let me give you an example. Oh, in the Black, Latino, Native American community, what did our parents used to say back in the day? They said, don't do as I say, right? Not as I do. Is anyone familiar with that? Shalom, Yahweh. It's always a pleasure. So now you have something called this side. Yeah, now you two. So now our parents in times past, they used to say, listen, don't do as I do, but just do as I say. Well, in the Bible, that's not understanding. You can't give your children any understanding if you just tell them what to do and you're not doing it. That's proof that there's no understanding in you. And for sure, there can't be any wisdom, because these laws, statutes, and commandments are going to be our wisdom and our understanding, meaning these are things we must do. And if you want anyone else to do it, well, you must practice it too. And it only makes sense, right? Like for an example, I'll make a quick analogy, right? If you want someone to if you want people to stop punching people in the face, right? You would have to stop punching people in the face, because if you don't stop punching people in the face, it would not give anyone else a reason to punch anyone else in the face. Let me give another example. You as a man, you are not to participate in prostitution, right? Meaning you can't buy prostitutes, you cannot buy escorts. But so that's understanding. So if you don't buy prostitutes, you don't buy escorts, essentially you will what? Dwindle prostitutes. You will dwindle escorts because no one's going to be investing in that. Does that make sense? What you put your time in, what you put your money in, it's obviously going to grow it if you do it. So if you put your time in prostitution and your money in prostitution, and it could be drug dealing, it could be molestation, it could be homosexuality, lesbianism, whatever it may be. If you invest in it, you put your time in it, you put your money into it, it's going to grow. But if you don't invest in it at all, if you don't put your time in it, and if you don't put your money in it, then there will be no use for it. And so now that's why the Lord said these statutes and these judgments, they're going to be your wisdom and they are going to be your understanding. That's what the Lord said. Please. And so now throughout the Bible, when you hear the word wisdom and you hear the word understanding, equate it to the laws of God, right? Equate it to the laws of God. And especially when you see that word understanding, equate it to comprehending and doing. That's the process of understanding. If you understand something, the Bible says prove all things, right? The Bible also says study thyself to be approved, right? The Bible says things like this. How do you know someone understands something? And think about it in such a I'm gonna give it to you, not really give it to you, but remember what the scripture said, right? It used a certain word. It used the word what? Teach, meaning taught. Say, I taught you this. So if this is the Lord teaching us this, how would the Lord know if we understood it? Please.
By our actions, because we'll put it into part. Just like if you understand how to do plumbing, you'll be able to put the plumbing in this house and do it the correct way.
Give the brother a hand. Absolutely. Now, before you even do that, right? Before you become a plumber, you get taught to be one, right? Before you even put it into effect, there's something that needs to be done first, right? How do teachers know? Because remember, the word says taught. Now, this is my second question. How do teachers know you understand something they taught? No, if you got the answer, brother, you can answer all the questions. Please. If you got all the answers, please.
I gotta give you a test.
There you go. Give the brother a hand. You got to give the brother a hand. There you go. The Lord is going to give you. It says it right here. Sometimes we just got to see it. Sometimes it don't pop out all the time. But the Lord is telling you that he's teaching you something. And like any good teacher, he's going to give you a test so he knows you understand. Can we drop? We're going to come back to this. Do you have what's the precept where it says he left the nations in Israel to test us? Do you remember that in the book of book of Shah? Let's get that scripture real quick. I believe it's in the book of Judges or Joshua, either Joshua or Judges, one of the two. It might be Judges or Joshua. Let's get that. And because that's why these other nations are here. Now, while we're in captivity, the Lord is constantly going to throw you tests. In addition to that, because we're coming into the truth and we have left what we enjoyed and we left what we took pleasure in, that's also going to be a test within itself. So the Lord is going to test you. The Lord is testing you from one way, and you yourself you are testing yourself in another way. So you have two tests that you must fight. The first test is the Lord is right here. The Lord is giving you the test right here. He wants you to keep his laws, and he's about to test you to see if you're going to keep them or not. And in addition to that, now because we're coming into the truth and we're leaving the world, now there's another test that we have to now fight the world. So now let's go ahead and give Sister Raya a hand. That's absolutely she got the right answer too. So give her a hand, so like it. All right. I just saw that. She said test you. That's correct.
I got it, sir.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Judges, chapter 3, verse 1.
There we go. It's in Judges. Yep.
Now these are the nations which the Most High left.
So now there's going to be nations that the Lord left in the land of Canaan, which is now, at this point, I believe it is the nation of Israel. Please, the land of Israel.
To prove Israel by them.
It says to prove Israel by them. To prove meaning to test. Meaning he's going to see these nations here. They're going to be a test. Please.
Even as many of Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan.
Because, and of course, there's going to be a generation that did not know all the wars that Joshua and the men under him went through. Like Joshua fought Canaanite after Jebusite, after Hivite, after Gigarzite, so many Zites, so many so-called African tribes, right, that came from Ham, right, or I should say, right, that came from Ham. He fought so many of them, all right. All the tribes of Israel gathered up men 20 years and older and started, and then we created an army to go to war with these other nations. Like while we were in the wilderness, the Lord created an army. He was literally creating an army because the Lord knew that he wanted us to go to war. There's a song in the Bible, right? There's a song in the Bible expressing how the Most High God is a man of war. If I don't know if y'all knew this, but Exodus chapter 15, verse 3, right? When it says, "For he is a man of war, and the Lord is his name." I'm paraphrasing, but I think that's coming spot on. That was a part of a song. Like the songs that the Israelites made in times past, even before King David and before the musician Asaph. Our music talked about our God being a God of war. Essentially, he is a God of war. He is a man of war. He's a power. Let me say it this way to be exact, to be fair and just. He is a power of war. Just in case if no one knows what God means, he is a ruler and authority and a power of war. That's exactly who the Most High God is, and we had songs about it. If you pay attention today, a lot of those Christian songs have nothing to do with the God of the Bible. That's what makes them so sinful. That's what makes it so evil and so wicked. Continue reading when you can, unless that's it on that.
You want me to give you verse 4, sir?
Nah, I think that should be it on that. I don't think verse 4. That was it. I need the proof part. Take me back to Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6. Keep therefore and do them.
Mm-hmm.
For this is your wisdom and your understanding.
And so, of course, literally, just like the brother answered, it literally says do them, which means wisdom and understanding must be in action. It must be something that you do. Like I said, if you read the Bible, the answers are 90, I want to say 99% of the time, the answers are right there in front of you. Especially once you wipe the Christianity away, it's damn near 100% in front of you. You just got to find it. Please.
In the sight of the nations.
In the sight of the nations. The very same nations the Lord said he was going to use to prove and test us. This is history right here. This is something we got to understand. Because these are the things that we must teach our children. That the moment you leave this house, it's going to be a test. You understand? Every time you leave outside this door, there's going to be a test. Because there's going to be other nations and races of people and ethnicities and ethnic groups out there that don't like you. They despise you. They loathe you. And they're going to try you in every way, shape, and form. And you must know how to handle it. You must know how to deal with them. You must. Because if not, then you're going to fail the test. And what you don't want for you and yourself and your children, you do not want them to fail. I don't want you to fail. I don't want to fail. I don't want any of you to fail. I've seen what failure looks like. I've seen what failure. I know what failure looks like. I've seen what failing looks like. Failing looks like coming into the truth, thinking that you're in the truth, and you put fringes on your t-shirt. That's failing. Right. All right. Failing is still smoking weed and getting high, even though you know you're not supposed to. That's failing, right? Failing is still indulging in prostitution and escorts and homosexuality, lesbianism, murder, whatever the case may be. All of that is failing. What you don't want to do is fail. Please go ahead.
Which shall hear all these statutes.
It says what?
Which shall hear all these statutes.
So when these other nations hear these statutes, they're going to hear them. They're going to hear how you should not be a scammer. They're going to hear how you should not fraud your brother. They're going to hear how you should not put interest on the money you loan, right? People. They're going to hear this. They're going to hear how you shouldn't get tattoos. They're going to hear certain things, and they're going to say what?
Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
This is what they're going to say. They're going to say, surely this great nation. They didn't say a low nation. They didn't say a terrible nation. They said a great nation. I mean, this is a nation that's great. And then it also says is a wise and understanding people. Like, this is why throughout centuries and millennia that other races and nations of people always looked at so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans as such a wise people and such a understanding people. This is why when we are in someone else's country and we are at the bottom of their society, we make their society so great. Like, we are the oil to the gears of a machine. Like, we are what makes a machine a well-oiled machine. So when Jesus Christ said, ye are the salt of the earth, like, that was actually him expressing black power. That was him expressing so-called black, Latino, and Native American supremacy. He said, you are the salt of the earth. That's no different us saying today, you are the oil of the earth, because everyone is fighting to have you, or someone is fighting to be like you. You understand? That's what it means. Do you know how many wars were fought over salt? Dozens, thousands of. It was such a valuable resource. There's so many resources that salt is used for. You need salt. Please go ahead.
The human body needs sodium and salt.
There you go. Give the brother a hand. Give the brother that. There you go. You would literally die without sodium and potassium. You would literally die from it. Your body needs it. It's literally how your body functions. Like, salt is so essential to life. So when Jesus Christ said, ye are the salt of the earth, that was literally saying, like, this world needs you. Because without it, like, look how terrible the world is now. And we're here. Imagine if we weren't here. There would be no planet Earth. You understand? They would bomb it to oblivion. You understand? Like, the only reason why certain triggers have not been pulled, right? Because one, the Lord didn't allow it. And then two, is because we are here. We are here. Our words, our wisdom, our understanding is still throughout the earth. Like this Bible right here that holds the records of the Israelites and the wisdom and the understanding of the Israelites is literally now in the hands of almost every society. Now, they may not know what it says and they may not understand it, but the little bit that they do understand from it, they do their best to practice it and establish it in their own nations. And look how much it changed them. Just a little bit. It changed them just a little bit. It changed some of their people. Like, some of their people are really trying to live a life according to the Bible. And then some of their people do not care, of course, and they're doing all kind of manner of wickedness. But at one point in time, it was all of them doing it. Just like our oppressor, the so-called white man. There are so-called white men and women who are really trying to live a decent life. They're really trying to not be liars, even though, and listen, sometimes I give it up for white people because it's in your DNA. It's literally, it's your essence to be a liar. So when I hear a so-called white man actually tell the truth, I'm like, that had to be the Lord, brother. Like, goddamn, because it's like, damn, your race of people, your nationality of people are the liar and the deceiver on the planet, and you told me the truth. Okay, no sweat. There are sincere so-called white men and women out there who are trying to live and who are against what's going on the planet in general. Then you have then the other side of their race, they don't care. Those are the ones on the Epstein list. Those are the ones who are justifying the Epstein list. These are the ones who are still, of course, trying to be a part of this society, right? Now, of course, when we get to the nitty-gritty of things, right, the white man is just the devil the Bible speaks of. All right. So please allow me to be clear. I don't want to give you any kind of hope in the white man, all right, or a white woman changing his life or changing his ways. All right. Just know he and she, no matter how sincere they are, they need to be in a cage. They need to be on a leash. They need to be tamed and put away and eradicated off the face of the planet because of how much of a cancer and how much of a virus they are to the planet. But I'm just saying these things to make a point, just in case if we have any so-called white men and white women lovers out there attending online. There is no hope for them. All right. There's no grace for them. All right. And for sure, there is no mercy for them unless they bow down to the prophets of God, unless they bow down to the children of slaves. I pray that y'all understand that. All right. So we're going to get that. Officer Yakov is going to get that. Just in case Officer Costapar, if he needs assistance, you can go over and help him too. Okay, the one. Yeah, just in case. So now, so with that being said, like that's really something to understand. Like amongst all the nations, this is something that's going to be wise. All right. Like this is going to be the wisdom, and this is going to be our understanding. And the other nations are going to see us as being wise. All right. Shalom. Yahweh Shamar Latabashim Yahweh. All right. So now, Officer Yaquab, keep reading whenever you can.
Verse 7.
No, that's good on that. Give me 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 1. Yeah, I don't think I need verse 7. Give me 1 Kings 11 and 1. All right. So keep in mind that this wisdom and this understanding that the Lord gave us, like this is what's going to give us supremacy. Like this is what's going to give us supreme rule on the face of the planet. And I'm going to give you examples of what real supremacy looks like, what it means to be a separatist, all right, and all that good stuff in relation to the Most High God. I believe Officer Yabakar had a question. Can you read it for me? When you get the time.
Officer Yabakar says, Salaki Adawan, when we read the power, is it speaking about the angels or the Most High or both?
That's a good question. So within context, right? When you see the word power, I think he's referring to the word Alahayim. All right, it's referring to the Most High in relation to what's being done. All right. Now, of course, the Lord uses his angels to get his work done. That's how it's always been done. That's throughout the Bible. That's why when in the beginning of the Bible it says make man like in our image, meaning it was pluralized, meaning obviously there was more than one there. And of course, the more than one was the Lord and his angels. All right. So let's keep that. So let's just have that context, right? And so when you're reading the Bible and you come across the word Alahayim, which is translated to power, ruler, or authority, it's referring to the Most High. Now, of course, it very well may be an angel talking, but once again, an angel talking is as if the Lord is talking. All right. Just like if a prophet is talking, is as if God is talking. Not saying that prophet is the Most High God, not saying that angel is the Most High God, but it's as if God is talking. That was the major confusion between the Pharisees and Sadducees and the scribes and the lawyers during the time of Christ, because they could not understand simple context of Jesus Christ being a prophet of God, and if God sent him, it's as if God is talking. So when he said, me and my Father are one, he wasn't saying he's the Most High God. He's just saying, I'm saying what my Father has said. That's it. All right. So like for an example, if I have, I have a father, right? I have a biological father on the earth. If I say something he told me, it's as if my Father is speaking. And some of y'all may have witnessed that plenty of times throughout your life. You may have heard like, dang, you almost sound like such and such. Well, that's the spirit of it. It's like you're not them, of course, but you sound like them because of what you're saying, and or maybe your mannerisms and your actions and your characteristics. Well, that was Jesus Christ. And that's what was confusing the Pharisees and Sadducees and the scribes and the lawyers at that time. Let me know if that understands. If he understands it there.
It's like sir, he said, "Con on one con, the water, sir. I understand."
Ayana bar. All right, go ahead and get First Kings.
Come on, con, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Book of First Kings, chapter 11, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
But King Solomon loved many strange women.
So now I'm about to break down. Now what I'm about to break down here is one of the historic events, right? That we must take note of, because who you marry is important. All right. It's imperative to know who you are to marry if you are so-called Black, Latino, and Native American. Right? We have standards. We have statutes, we have judgments, we have laws, statutes, and commandments that we must follow. And in that law, in our law, you can't just marry anyone. Now, marriage according to the Bible is what? Can anybody tell me in class? And just raise your hand when y'all got the answer. Please.
Sex.
Right. Sex is marriage. So who you lay down with, who you put your penis inside of, whoever you toot your tail to, all right, whatever the hell it may be, that is who you are married to, right? So you must be careful who you lay down with, because it is a long life decision. And if you do not make the right decision, it could very well destroy you. It can destroy the other person, which means it can destroy a society of people. I have this conversation all the time with many brothers and sisters out in the world, and brothers and sisters I know myself. The majority of our problems come from sex. Almost 90% of our problems revolve around sex. You want to know why there's so much violence in Curry Park, and Youngs Park, and Diggs Park, and Oakleaf? It's because of who you are having sex with. It's who you think you can have sex with. It's who you think you can show your body off to if you're a woman or a little girl, or showing off your body to if you're a little boy or some young man. That's why there's so many that the death toll is so high at times in Norfolk. Like, you just can't lay down with anyone. You can't just talk to anyone. There's a way to talk to someone. There's a way to deal with someone. You can't just live life free. You're not free to live life how you want to, because if you want to live free, then that means you want to die. If you want to live free in that sense, that means you want to be unalived. You want to be unalived. Go ahead and have sex with, go ahead as a woman, leave your man, have sex with another man. You're going to be put to death, or you're going to get someone else killed. That's what's going to happen. A lot of these sisters out here are the reason why there's so much violence in Norfolk. If you walk around Norfolk right now, you will see every other block damn near talking about stop the violence, stop the violence, stop the violence. Well, I'll give you a hint, stop the violence, because it's an organization. It's a nonprofit organization. Here's the key, stop the violence. Tell the generations that came after you and before you to stop having sex with the wrong people. Tell them to stop throwing their tail around. This isn't the time to throw your tail in a circle and pass your body around like a bag of popcorn at a movie theater, ready to watch a movie. That's not how life is supposed to be. Tell them little girls that. Tell them little boys to stop having sex with everything they see. You're 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. You see a piece of tail. All you want to do is have sex with it. Well, you're going to end up 6 foot deep, because this little girl did not tell you that she has a young man herself, and he will ride for her. And now you have a bullet through your skull, dead, and now we have to bury you because you just wanted to have sex, because you were never taught how to control your erections. You want to stop the violence? Teach brothers and sisters how to control their erections and throbbing clits in between their legs, and maybe we can get somewhere. Maybe we can move forward. I'm sorry for if my language is rude. I apologize if I'm so crude, and I apologize if I hurt any feelings out there, but I must say it like this because you won't have the conversation with your child. You'll just take your child to the nearest clinic and put them on birth control and say, enjoy. And then years later, wondering why your daughter's not alive anymore. And you're wondering why your daughter is just a terrible person. Or you're wondering why your son is not here anymore. You're wondering why your son is in jail for 5 + 10 years. You're wondering why. Well, that's because you took your daughter to the clinic to get her on birth control just because you were just worried about not having grandchildren at a young age, when you should have been worrying about who she has sex with. But you're too dumb to realize that. All right. I guess we've all been there. We've all been dumb. We've all been idiots, but now we're not. And so here's the message to stop the violence. Maybe you can do something about it. All right. We can start there. All right. And tear those stupid signs down. They're not doing anything. I think I saw some with bullet holes in them, brother. I saw a few signs in Huntersville, all right, with a bullet sign, with a bullet hole in it. Like, well, damn, this sign is doing absolutely nothing. I wonder if a young man comes and sees this sign and says, you know what? Maybe I should stop the violence. I wonder if a young Hawaiian in Huntersville or in Curry and Young's Park is going to look at that sign and say, you know what? This sign is so real. This sign is so true. Maybe I should stop killing everybody. Maybe I should stop being a menace to Curry and Young's Park. No young man in this community looked at that sign and had an epiphany. You know what they did? They didn't even look at it. They're right now in front of Watergate chasing tail. That's what they're doing. They're chasing tail. What are you doing? Making signs and robbing money, because all you did was start some LLC and some nonprofit and get funded by the state. And all you did was use your money to set up a bunch of signs everywhere, and the rest of the money is in your pocket, and you're driving around Norfolk with some Lambo that we don't know of. Oh, I'm sorry, not even in Norfolk. He or she is somewhere in Virginia Beach. They would never live in Norfolk. They somewhere in Virginia Beach, somewhere in the rich parts of Chesapeake, with their friendly white neighbors talking about, hey, how you doing? Did you like the cobbler I gave you? Yeah, we never had black nigger cobbler before. It was great. That's what's happening right now in the white parts of Chesapeake with whoever has this damn non-profit whatever, stop the violence. That's what's going on. All right. Anyway, moving on. All right. Continue. You brothers and sisters out there, you really got to know and really pour into the young. You got to pour into these young brothers and these young sisters, because they are just running rampant. What you really should be doing is you should be outside Watergate as much as you can, and outside the shopping goes as much as you can, where all the YNs are and all these young sisters are, and tell them what they're doing wrong. The reason why no one's teaching them, because their parents are either they're fiends or they got to work 2 or 3 jobs and they're never home. And so after school, if they went to school, after school, they're free to do whatever. Going back and forth between Curry Park and Young's Park, just having sex with each other and causing a bunch of drama. If you really want to fix the violence and stop it, well, you should be here. All right, not somewhere in the white parts of Virginia Beach and Chesapeake. All right, please.
It's so
Please.
heavy that you said that statement, like about who you have sex with. My rib showed me this clip of this young sister. Is her mother used to deal with the dude Crip Mac.
Okay.
Right. I think that's the 5'5" Crip.
Oh yeah.
So she used to deal with the brother, whatever, and her daughter at the time was like 11 or 12. The little sister, she like 16 or 17, I think, right now. But she on TikTok, she been a prostitute since the time she was 12 years old, when her mama was messing with Crip Mac. You know what I'm saying? And the sister go online every day, showing off all the stuff she buying and everything from when she go out and she sell her body. You know what I'm saying? And it's grown people in the comments, you know, telling her you got to do what you got to do to survive. And brothers is telling the sister she look good and all that, but nobody asked the question, where is your money?
Right.
They not even looking at the fact that this is a baby.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I have daughters that are 17
right.
and 18, and I couldn't imagine.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like they can't even have social media. Forget about it. Let alone them having a social media account and they on here using it to bring in male customers. You understand what I'm saying? Like our people are truly destroyed, man. And it's so heavy that you hit on that too, sir. That's big that you hit on that point, because that is a real serious thing, sir.
Dan, you give that brother a hand. That's a heavy point, because these are things that we have to consider. Like these are things we have to be aware of. Like here's the biggest thing as a parent: do not be naive. Right? Think about it when we were in the world and we were teenagers and the things that we did. If you think your child isn't going to do the same, then you're an idiot.
Right.
Look what you did. You know what I'm saying? So you just be honest with yourself. Once you can be honest with yourself, then we can move forward. You know what I'm saying? All of us have come. All of us was once in the world, and now we're coming into the truth, and now we're in the truth. You being in the truth just doesn't change who your child is. Right. And what your child may or may not become. You gotta run a tough, run a tight shift. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. So just keep that in mind for all the brothers and sisters online listening and anyone in class, because that is extremely important. All right. So yeah, 90% of our problems revolve around sex. The other 10%, it's the 100% of it's the white man. All right, that's why 90% of our problems is sex. It's because of the white man. The white man is 100% of our problems. The other 10%, I'm trying to figure out what the other 10% is. I've been in debate with myself because I want to say sex is 100%, but I'm trying to be fair. Please,
I give you 10%.
Please,
selfishness.
Oh yeah, look at brother hand. Damn right.
Right.
Now give the brother a hand. You know why I didn't want to? He said it right. It is selfishness, right? I've been fighting to say the other 10% is women. I've been trying to be nice and not say it's women. Since he said selfishness, you know what he reminded me of? Some evil, wicked woman who's selfish, and this is why we have so many damn problems in the community, because the white man used our women to be a weapon against us. All right. Now, of course, I'm not putting any blame on women, any blame on sisters. All right. It's not your fault. All right. You've been misled. You've been misguided. But, to lack of better words, it's now time to shut the hell up. All right. And let a man be a man. All right. And let us actually fix the community, because you don't know how. The only thing you know how to do is make money. Only thing women know how to do is make money. So where's my money? That's what I want to know. Any sister out there, where is my money? Until then, I don't got nothing to talk to you about. All right. That's a lot. That's all you know how to do. All sisters know how to do is make money. They're lawyers, they're doctors, they're nurse practitioners, they're your medical assistants, they're your phlebotomists, they're your school teachers, they're everything in this damn society. They're your cashiers. Where's my money? That's what I want to know. Where's my money? That's the only thing you give me right now. Everything else, let me handle it. I'll fix the YNs. I'll fix them youngsters out there. You just give me your money. You've been giving your money to every ancient nigga you've been with since past 20 years. Give me your money instead. Right. You got some. Listen, you had some silly Negro on your couch years ago, eating up all your food, eating up all your kids' snacks, and all he did was play PS5 and smoke weed all day on your couch. And you bought him all the Jordans. You fed him and clothed him, and he did not work a day. Give me your money. I'm not an ancient nigga. None of us are ancient niggas in here. Excuse my language. All these brothers are the shit. All right, that's enough cussing. All right, so they give them your money. All right, so for any woman out there, if you got a man, give him his money. Your money is his money. All right, Salakia. All right, please. All right, but Salakia. All right. Anyway, go ahead and continue so I don't get too far off topic. Salakia.
Together, with the daughter of Pharaoh,
Mm-hmm.
women of the Moabites,
That's right.
Ammonites,
That's right.
Edomites,
Mm-hmm.
Zidonians,
Mm-hmm.
and Hittites.
So now so you had the so now King Solomon, he loved many strange women. And now this is about to explain what a strange woman is. At least one of the examples of what a strange woman can be. All right. And of course, say the daughters of Pharaoh, which is an African, so-called African. You got the Moabites, which is so-called Chinese. The Ammonites, which is the so-called Japanese. You got the Edomites, which is obviously the so-called white woman. You got the Zidonians, which is another so-called African. And then you have a Hittite, which is another so-called African. All right. So you have all these. So King Solomon loved these strange women. Go ahead.
Verse 2, of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them.
So now when did the Lord say, now when did the Most High say to not go into the daughters of Pharaoh? When, and also, let me ask this question better. I'll ask this question better, all right? Because that might be too easy, all right? When did the Lord say, now some of y'all should still take me to the same precept, but when did the Lord say that we shall not go into an Edomite, or we shall not make marriages and have sex with an Edomite or a Moabite or an Ammonite? Can anybody give me that scripture? Oh, please, Officer Yaquan.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Well,
I think you have it. I feel like you got you're there in Deuteronomy, and you said verse 3. However, it's not Deuteronomy chapter 4. Please.
7.
Please take me there. Give the brother a hand. Give the brother a hand. All right. Take me to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3 real quick. Now, here's the thing, right? If you're a Christian, fake Israelite, what are just Christians who wear tassels, apparently. All right. Apparently, we've been calling them wrong. Apparently, we've been too brotherly to these fake Israelites. I've noticed we've been too brotherly with them. We've been calling them fringes. We have been, but they actually call them tassels. We don't even call it. I just learned that today. We've been calling them fringes for them when really they consider those things on their t-shirts tassels. Well, damn. They're not even. I'm trying to figure out in the Bible where it says tassels. Now, I believe they try to go into the Hebrew where fringes is like, I believe like it's tazalath or whatever, but I believe in the Yiddish it's like tislets, and I think that translates into tassels. It's such a hassle just to even get to that word tassel. But anyway, they call it tassels, but we call them fringes. So apparently they don't even keep the law. Make a long story short. But anyway, these Christians and these fake Israelites, they'll say to you, well, the Lord never said that you can't marry an Edomite because it only gives you these certain tribes right here in Deuteronomy 7. Start at verse 1. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1.
Come. Book of Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1.
Now, this is the history of where we get interracial marriaging being against the Most High. This is where you would go. So if you want to teach your son and teach your daughter to bring home their own race, all right, this is where you will go. All right. I remember as a kid, before you read, there was a saying that my mother taught me, and it always stuck to me. And she said, if she can't use a comb, don't bring her home. Now that's what I lived by in the world. Now, I'm not saying you got to live by it today because now we actually know who we're supposed to marry. All right, but that sufficed then. All right, all right. That was water baptism. She gave me water baptism. She said if she can't use a comb, don't bring her home. But coming into the truth, now I have the fire baptism in Christ. I know, blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. Well, I've been marrying them anyway. No problem. No sweat. Easy enough. All right. But that was her saying. And I always held heart to it. And I remember my grandmother would despise my uncles because my uncles, oh man, they could not leave Becky alone. For some odd reason, they just could not leave it alone. And I always would look at my uncles like, how do you do it? Because I can't. When I got older, I was like, I just can't do it. And then you bring them to the cookouts. How do you do it? Like I just can't imagine it. I just, you know, me and my uncle still get into it to this day about it. You know what I'm saying? But I guess they're coming along. Anyway, let me know when y'all, if you can read it. Start at verse 1.
Come. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 1. When the Most High thy power shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it.
Now that's talking about the land of Israel, which was known as the land of Canaan at that time. Please.
And have cast out many nations before thee.
Now remember, this is the history that you want to be able to teach your kids. All right, please.
The Hittites.
The Hittites, go ahead.
And the Girgashites.
The Girgashites.
And the Amorites.
The Amorites.
And the Canaanites.
And the Canaanites.
And the Perizzites.
And the Perizzites.
And the Hivites.
And the Hivites.
And the Jebusites.
And that would be the last one, right? The Jebusites. That was it on that.
Right.
So those were the nations. I believe that was 7. Can't remember. Yeah, there was like 7 of them. And those were the tribes that we could not marry. But I think it'll continue. Please.
7 nations greater and mightier than thou.
Oh, damn. I should just let the scripture talk. Salakia. All right, 7 now. Yep, there we go. Go ahead.
Verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
And when the Most High thy power shall deliver them before thee.
So now the Lord's going to deliver these nations. Go ahead.
Thou shalt smite them.
Say what?
Thou shalt smite them.
Did it say take them out on dates?
Thou shalt smite them.
Did it say have sex with them?
Thou shalt smite
Did
them.
it say marry them?
Thou shalt smite them.
Did it say get along with them?
Thou shalt smite them.
Like this is the spirit that you must have with these other nations and races of people, right? Now, of course, like I said, fake Israelites or Christians will make you believe it's only specifically talking about these nations right here. Please. Of course, I'm going to prove to you otherwise, but please.
Come. And utterly destroy them.
Say what?
And utterly destroy them.
And utterly destroy them. Please continue.
Thou shalt make no covenant with them.
Does anyone know what a covenant is like? Does anyone know what a covenant is?
One thing they can never keep a peace treaty.
Like, there you go. Get a brother hand like a treaty, like an agreement, right? So a covenant is like it's an agreement. Words that we know today that are synonymous with it, treaty is one of them, right? Coming to an agreement. Now, of course, the brother brought out an excellent point. Things that they never keep. This is why the Lord said you shouldn't even deal with them in any kind of way, because they're not going to keep a covenant. They're not going to keep a covenant. They're not going to keep these agreements. You understand? Nor like they're never going to live by them. These aren't these kind of people. That's why the divorce rate is so high. And America is a Christian country, even though they don't want to say that they are, but they're a Christian country, and they believe in quote unquote marriage, right? And a marriage to them is still a covenant. They'll use those words at times, but a divorce is breaking that covenant, and they have it, and they have legislation around of you allowing divorce, meaning breaking a covenant. Like these are people who don't care about agreements. Of course, look at what they did to our Native American brothers, the Nativo Americanos. Like, look what they did to them. They broke literally every last treaty. They're breaking even treaties today in 2026. Like that's what's going on in America. Like we were never supposed to make covenants with them. Please.
Nor show mercy unto them.
Or show mercy unto them, and also give y'all a car hand too. I can a marriage too as well. That's true, right? A covenant can be a marriage. However, the Lord actually uses the word marriage, I believe, eventually. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
There we go. Verse 3. So neither shall thou make marriages with them. Meaning you are not to have sex with them. You are not to lay down with them and start some family. Right? That's what the Lord said, please. And he goes into detail.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his sons. So your daughter do not give to his sons, please. Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. So now, and nor you should take his daughter and give it to your sons. Like there's a spirit behind all of this. Of course, we've seen plenty of examples of how terrible this can be. Right. And we also seen
of course, because they like to display this a lot of how quote unquote successful it could be. Now, sometimes the success isn't actually success. You think them being married, this interracial couple or interracial marriage, because they're together and they've never divorced, you think it's success. No, every last interracial marriage is a unsuccess. All right. None of them are successful. How do I know? Because marriage had to deal with your nation of people. It had to deal with your race of people. How do I know this? Because the Lord is actually giving us a law to the people of what we should follow. Because if we don't keep it, then this is what's going to be detrimental to the community, to the nation, to the Israelites, to the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And so when you see these quote unquote successful marriages between a black woman and a so-called white man, you think, oh, it's so cute, it's so beautiful, look how he treats her, all this other type of stuff. No, it's horrible. One, you have taken a resource out of our community. Two, you're constantly taking money out of our community this way. All right. And you're dividing us further because now you've married yourself to these people. And then you end up serving their gods. Candace Owens is a prime example. Like, look what the kind of woman she is. Imagine the kind of woman she could be if she got a black man. You see it, please.
It's like it, sir. If I could, when you see another race of man, especially with our sisters, you understand what I'm saying? That man is treating that woman like a total slut when he have sex with her. He ain't treating her like,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like how a brother would treat, you know what I'm saying, while he having intercourse with her. This white man is in this room treating her like she dog trash.
Like an absolute slave.
Where you think R. Kelly get the urinating on a woman from? That is strictly from white people.
That's a fact.
Why do you think white women hate white men? Because when it comes to sex, they treat them like they're horses or dogs.
Correct.
You understand what I'm saying? Like that's why they hate them.
Damn right.
They can't but they stick with them because that's their survival. You understand what I'm saying? But that's heavy you hit on that.
Listen, give that brother an extra round of applause. Give him a hand. All right. Like these, but please, Officer Cole.
Yeah, I just want to say, since we're on that topic.
No sweat.
Edification of the sisters. Like, sisters in the world, and even, in the versus sisters in the truth too. Sometimes a sister in the truth might feel like she losing, dealing with a brother that's in the truth, you know what I mean, because of the, the obvious, more than one wife or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? But the thing of it is, you know what I'm saying, you study the Bible, first of all, it's of the Lord, you know what I mean? Second of all, that brother got the laws, you know what I'm saying? And he's also, trying to live, more or less than some nigga in the world, you know what I mean? And then you can trade that in and feel like, this ain't it, and go get some brother in the world. He's not going to carry it with you like that brother that's in the truth is going to carry it with you. You know what I mean? So it's been better for you to deal with that man of God than to go out there you thinking you're going to get something better. And then the Lord going to make it 10 times worse anyway. You know what I'm saying? There's a story in here. I'm pretty sure some of y'all might know. The sister left the brother in the truth. As soon as she left him, she went out there and died. The Lord killed her ass. You know what I mean? So just versus sisters that's in the truth, don't ever let Satan get in your mind and make you feel like, because you following your man, you know what I'm saying? Then he's making your life better than it was in the world.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? And a lot of these sisters in the world, they don't realize that. And that's why they ass gonna stay right out there in the world and they gonna get what they've been getting, time and time over again.
Damn right. So that's a fact. Now, give Officer across the bar hand. That's an excellent point. And listen, brother. Today I dealt with the most. Today before class, me and Officer Yaquab, we dealt with the most LGBTQ IA plus community thing I would ever see in my entire life. This brother came. He was a fake Israelite brother. He rang the doorbell. And Officer Yaquab, being diligent as he is, says, I have to wand you. I have to check you. And he says, well, I'm new here. I just got here. Why you got to check me? Now, there's a sign on the door that you're subject to search when you come in here. But no problem. we know brothers and sisters coming in, that's going to kind of throw them off regardless, because brothers and sisters may not pay attention to their surroundings as much as we do, because we come into the truth. We learn how to pay attention to our surroundings a lot more than we did. No sweat. So also Yaqua being so diligent, you know, he's like, just let me check you real quick. And the brother says the only weapon I have is a pocket knife. And so, you know, obviously Yaqua says, hey, just put that on the table real quick for the time being. All right, for our safety. Do excellent work. I mean, excellent Shamar work, right? And then the brother said, well, I got a question before I come in here. He's like, so do you guys believe in wives? And so I said, yeah, we believe in wives because the Bible says. He says, oh, I gotta go. I was like, I've never saw that ever in my life, brother. That was gay to me. Yeah. Listen, I'm sorry. If you are a brother and you come to me in front of me and you say, oh no, I gotta get out of here. Y'all into wives, you're gay. You are a flaming homosexual. Because I couldn't, I'm used to brothers being like, oh, hell yeah. Then I just got to teach them how to hey, relax. Relax. Just because we can have more, hey, relax, brother, relax. This brother said, oh, no, I can't get that. I can't get jiggy with that. And I was so surprised. I didn't know what to say at first. I was like, you don't like tail? You don't like women or something? No, not at all? Right. But anyway, I said, no sweat. It wasn't even about having more than one wife. I said, well, brother, do you believe in having one wife? Because all I was going to tell him is, if you want to have one wife, you can still come in here, brother. It's okay for you. It's, actually, I'd rather you have one wife. Shit, more for me. Salakia. If that's how you're going to do it, more for Officer Yaqua, more for Officer Kalsapar, more for Officer Mataz Al-Kara, more for Officer Yabokar. You know what I'm saying? More for them. More for this brothers in the truth. If you just want one woman, there's nothing wrong with that, brother. You're still going to be a brother. But tell me how this brother was like, oh no, I gotta go. And then he said, well, it's nowhere in the Bible, at least in the New Testament. And of course, I had to walk him down. So if you wonder why, class started a little late, all right, it's because I had to deal with some LGBTQIA plus member with fringes on his t-shirt, talking with a bandana as a headpiece. And like I said, I was going to accept the brother as he was, which was high as hell, not knowing the damn thing. And I was going to let him, because I wanted him to have this truth. And the Lord was like, Negro, stop. He kept on the brother's spirit was trying to leave the door. And I'm like, no, brother, don't leave. Just listen. You know what I'm saying? Please, don't
sir. Listen, man, it was crazy because I'm sitting there and saying yes, walk away, just go. And you was like, no, brother, just hear me out.
I know, right?
So he come back again, and when he came, he was like, well, where are y'all's tassels at? Where are the tassels at? So now I'm getting annoyed. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you got this knife on you. You already, weirded me out. You came here, don't want to come in. So I'm on General Muhammad time right now. I'm ready to throw you across the parking lot.
Right.
But the great Officer 5,000.
No, relax.
He's on commanding jury Hunter's loving time. He's like, listen, brother. He was like, brother, look right here. Just look. Look at the brother's pants right here. It's fringes. But it's heavy there. And I'm so glad he brought this up because I get into this all the time.
Right. And
it's when these brothers show you that they got these tassels on their t-shirts and their drawers and they tank tops and they Jordans, they put the tassels on the Jumpman.
Right.
And what they do is, when the brother walked off, the other one said, next time, don't be a coward. Don't be a child molester. Don't be a homosexual. That is exactly what I wanted to tell him when he came in the door of this school. Because listen, man, people just got to understand, man, it's like it served my thing. This thing is spiritual, man. And when you get taught by carnal-minded Negroes who touch children, you understand? And by the way, he looked like he listened to IUIC.
Mm-hmm.
The spirit of your teachers, it comes upon the students.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Y'all get that? Like
Mhm.
it's like who's ever teaching you, you take on a spirit.
Yes.
Whatever you join yourself to.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? The brother came in, he was high as hell, he was drunk. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that was perfectly fine.
And it was perfectly fine because the other one wanted him to come in here and learn. But man, when I seen them tassels, when I seen that fabric dingling at the bottom of that t-shirt, you know, and that's just, it's the spirit that them brothers come in. They always come like they coming in peace.
Right.
That's how they do it. They come like, well, I know I'm an Israelite. And then they start with something like that.
Right.
Wow, y'all believe in multiple wives.
Right,
brother.
That was the first question.
That was the first question. Listen, he couldn't. It's like the Lord put a barrier up on the brother immediately. Like he couldn't come past the damn divider.
No, I'm surprised he rung the doorbell. Salakia, not to get too far off topic, but the brother's giving him a hand because what the brother is saying is so true. Because it's like, you know, it takes any brother who's in this class right now, or any sister who's in this class right now, don't take it as a light thing that you're sitting within these walls. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't take it as a light thing. It's a serious thing. You've done something that most can never do. Most will just, like what the brother did, he would just run away. You know what I'm saying? He just walk away. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord will stop you from coming here. Now, hey, listen, may the Lord be with the brother, of course, and maybe he'll come back. You know what I'm saying? He'll come back. And he may even come back stronger. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? He may just have to go through what he needs to go through, and he very well will come back. I pray that he goes through what he has to go through so he can ring that doorbell again. You know what I'm saying? And I want him to tell me that day, man, I was dumb as hell that day. I don't know what the hell was going on that day. I don't know what was going on with my mind that day. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, no sweat, brother. I don't know who the hell that was. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Barakatah. That's all I'm going to say. All right, please. Yeah, if he has one, I don't know if he has one. Exactly. I pray that he's not getting pegged. Yeah, I pray that he's not putting inanimate objects. All right, inside of him. All right, you know that's what happens when you're a fake Israelite. Anyway, what Officer Yagadar said, yeah, down the community is attacked. Attracted to that. Oh, yeah, fake groups for a reason. That's true. Oh, he said they want a husband. That's what I thought at first too.
That's what you said. You asked him, you was like, "Did you want a husband?"
Yeah. Oh, I did ask that. Right. I said,
you had me break down, read, and you broke down Matthew 25 for the brother.
Ah, brother, Salakia.
He couldn't even answer.
Yo, Salakia. I'm gonna get back to that later, but we're gonna continue reading. But real quick, what the brother said was very true. I forgot that I asked him that. He said, "Virgin isn't a woman." He said it technically could be anybody, but. You know, but I brought up Matthew 25, I guess, and I proved to him whatever. But we'll talk about it later after class, please.
Verse 4: For they will turn away thy son from following me.
So now this is what the Lord said was going to happen. If you interracially marry, if you go outside these laws, statutes, and commandments and marry a heathen, what was going to happen?
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
Go ahead.
That they may serve other gods.
That they may do what?
Serve other gods.
So I'm gonna stop that right there. Now let's go back to 2 Kings, or is it 1 Kings? 1 Kings, chapter 11, verse 2.
Come on, Book of 1 Kings, chapter 11, verse 2. Of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go in to them, neither shall they come in unto you.
Right.
For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods.
Damn. So now, no, you too off. And so literally, right, this is the Lord quoting exactly what was said in Deuteronomy 7:3. Now, of course, it only referred to those Africans, right? The so-called Africans, the Canaanites, the Girgashites, the Jebusites, the Hivites, etc. Right? The Perizzites. It only mentioned those the Amorites, and I think there's another one that I can't remember, but it was talking about them, right? However, it says right here in verse 1 that the daughters of Pharaoh is included, and the Moabites were included, the Edomites, the Zidonians, and the Hittites. So now, take me to Numbers chapter 25 real quick. It could be Numbers 25:1 or 23:1. Let me double check before you go.
So, like, real quick
Please.
question. But I noticed the difference between this and what's in Deuteronomy. It's a few nations.
25:1.
It's a few nations missing from the original statute or not the murder. Are those the nations that was destroyed that we were supposed to take off the face of that we didn't spare none at that time?
Right, and you'll be able to read that in the book of Judges. All right, so at that time, right, just like you said, right, it was like, oh, those are some of the nations that the Lord said to unalive, right? I believe some of them we did not, and we just actually I pulled that precept. Remember when he said he's going to keep the nations there to prove? That's why.
Because I just remember the Ammonites
right.
and all of them. We were supposed to have wiped them out, and we did.
Now, right, so the Ammonites and the Moabites, actually, we're about to get that to now in Numbers 25. Now, of course, this is we went to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verses 1 through I want to say 3 or 4, right? And we were discussing how we should not be making marriages with these other nations and races of people. And so there's another law, all right, that also talks about or an event of us doing the very same thing, but with the daughters of Moab. Whenever you get Numbers 25:1, you can read.
Sorry. The book of Numbers, chapter 25, verse 1. And Israel abode in Shittim. And the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab.
So now here's another event while we were in the wilderness, while we was outside of Shittim, Salakia, we were committing whoredoms with the daughters of Moab. Meaning we were making marriages with Moabites, even though we were not supposed to. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And they called the people into the sacrifices of their gods.
Go ahead.
And the people did eat and bow down to their gods.
So Israel started to keep the customs and the culture of another race of people. Just like the Lord warned us in Deuteronomy 7 and 3 and 4, what would happen if we married these other nations and races of people. If we commit whoredoms with these other nations or races of people. Now, this isn't an African tribe. This isn't from the Hamites, like how the Girgashites are, and the Canaanites, and the Jebusites, and the Hittites, and etc. Go ahead. This is a Moabite, which would be a so-called Chinese, the so-called Chinese today.
And the people did eat and bowed down to their gods.
Go to verse 3.
Verse 3. And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor.
So Baal Peor was the god of the Moabites at that time. Please.
And the anger of the Most High was kindled against Israel.
And the Lord was angry with Israel. We can stop right there. I just wanted to give you guys another example in the law where we angered the Lord for dealing with another race of people in relation to whoredom, which is interracial marriaging. So whoredom is interracial marriaging. Can anybody explain to me and give me an idea why whoredom is considered interracial marriaging within the context, to see if anyone understands that? If anybody want to give it a shot, I can explain it, but see if y'all know.
Well, one, because we the only people that God made a covenant with. Two is because our seed is a warrior seed, and we're not supposed to just give it to everybody.
Okay, I can deal with that. Get a brother a hand, especially the first part. So when please also call support. Go ahead.
No, I just want to say that with the brother.
Please.
Then dealing with other races is going to turn your mind, from the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High.
Now that is the answer. Now please, give also call support. That is the answer. Both answers were right, but that's the answer. Like that's how we were able to. That's why it was considered whoredom, because interracial marriaging is a law that we are to keep, meaning to not do it, right? We're not supposed to interracial marriage. So by doing that, you have now no longer served the Most High God, which means you are serving another God. That's why Christianity is that's a whole nother God, because you are allowed to marry who you want to marry in Christianity. That's why Allah is not the same God that's in the Bible, because they allow you to marry whoever you want to marry. So just in case for any officer out there, those are arguments you can use to prove that, of course, the God of Christianity is not the God of the Bible, or Allah is not the God of the Bible, based on laws of marriage and things like that. All right, just to keep that in mind. All right. Go back to go back to 1 Kings. and just finish it out. We're going to start it from the top of verse 2. All right. So keep in mind, there's a way to achieve supremacy through marriage, meaning who you lay down with, who you have sex with, who you make your husband or who you make your wife. Please.
It's like, sir, you want to go back to First Kings, or you want to finish out on Deuteronomy 7?
I mean, First Kings. We're going to finish out First Kings and 2. Were we already done in First Kings?
Come.
All right. Let me get the next scripture. Let's go ahead and get Deuteronomy 32 and 8. Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, Sister Ra'aya answered the question as well. That's correct. Damn right. Give that sister a hand. That's correct. Go ahead and get Officer Yabakar's question. That's a good question, Officer Yabakar.
Officer Yabakar says, Lucky Adawan, I have a question. Did Solomon repent, and will he still receive the kingdom?
Okay. Well, what if I told you? So, Lucky, now it's a good question.
It's a good question.
It's a good question. I'm laughing because such a great question. It's like only if you knew, brother. Yeah, only if you knew. Officer Yabakar, you going to say something?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Go ahead, please. All right. Actually, he's going to run the kingdom, brother.
Yeah, right.
That's the answer to the question. You know what I'm saying? He's going to run the kingdom. All right. Now here, let me make that clear. Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shamashiach, that's actually one of the incarnations of Jesus Christ. King Solomon was Jesus Christ. That's why forgiveness is so heavy. That's why Jesus Christ was big on forgiveness. You want to know why? I have a question to ask. In general, I remember General asked this question years ago. He said, well, how many times did God forgive Jesus Christ? You know what I'm saying? He forgave Adam. You know what I'm saying? First Adam, right? Then Jesus Christ is who? The last Adam. That was an incarnation of Jesus, one of the incarnations of Jesus Christ. I know I can't go into that lesson today. So like you, brother, you're gonna have to come to class another day. I'll break it down to you. You know what I'm saying? And then it goes to, I believe, Melchizedek, and then Isaac, and then King Solomon, and then of course Yahweh Shamashiach. Reincarnation is in the Bible. You understand? So how many times did the Most High forgive Jesus Christ? So to answer your question, he's going to run the kingdom. He's going to rule it. He's going to be in charge of it. All right. Please.
So you telling me we all been here before? That old saying, that saying by the old is the truth. Some bitches you can look at and be like, they been here before.
Absolutely, give a brother a hand. That's a true saying, right? We've for sure been here before. The reason why you are within these walls is because you were once in these walls and in times past. That's why. That's why you're here. That's why. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. And even for your sisters out there too, you were once here. All right, you were once here between within these walls in times past. Please.
Yes, like I just want to add to that too, like because you said that that's why Christ forgives so much.
Absolutely.
You know, just to add to it, you know, as far as when he did come back as Yahweh Shai, he knew he was Yahweh Shai from reading the scriptures.
Damn right.
That's not, not people may or may not be aware of that.
Damn right.
He was able to know who he was through reading the scripture.
Damn right.
That's how he knew that.
Give Officer Costa a hand. Damn right. That's exactly how he was able to know. That's why, like, when you read the Bible as a brother, even as a sister, you'll damn near see yourself in it. When you read the Old Testament, you see, like, damn, it's almost like I was either one of those brothers or one of those sisters, if you were a sister, like at that time. You know what I'm saying? And you should feel like that. You because then you'll be able to really embody, who the Lord wants you to be. Right now, with that being said, let me be clear. I'm not saying none of y'all don't be out here talking about, well, I'm Peter. No, I'm not saying that. Don't be out there talking about, well, obviously Rashomon said I'm Peter. I didn't say that. I'm just saying, that spirit should come on. You be like, yeah, I was here before, just like how All right, so let's keep that clear. I'll be in council tomorrow. Who the hell taught you this? I didn't teach that, General. Please, I didn't teach that. But yes. So hopefully that answers your question, Officer Yabakar. Of course, we can do that breakdown about reincarnations throughout the Bible. Just like Officer Kosapar said, like, yeah, that's why he's so big on that's why Yahweh Shah Mashiach was really big on forgiveness, because he knew how many times he was forgiven. He's also seen how many other brothers and sisters were forgiven. I mean, actually, there's a scripture in the Bible where King Solomon actually, the repentance we know, King Solomon taught it. It's in, I believe it's somewhere in First Kings verse 8, right? Chapter 8. When that's when he made the decree to face east. All right. So when King Solomon made the decree to pray and face east, that was him learning how to repent. Actually, brother, that might be in the damn breakdown. Let me double check. Sometimes I'll be writing. First King chapter 8 verse 44. It's 9 o'clock, but we're gonna. But yeah, it's within there. Like prayer is supremacy. I think I've said that. Let's quickly get to that scripture. We'll drop it. Let's drop Deuteronomy 32:8. Actually, no, we gotta read it. Go ahead. I'm just keep y'all just 5-10 more minutes, Salaki, please, real quick. We'll just speed through it real quick. But I'm gonna make the point as well. A lot of these fake Israelites, they real big on the what they say, the 1/3, the 1/3, the 1/3, the 1/3, and all the nonsense. I believe General and Captain Tazariak said something heavy not too long ago, and it's like, no, I think it was Commander General Yohana. Either way, we all one body. Freaking, we all said it. But it was he said, y'all so focused on the 1/3 being cut off or being unalived and destroyed, when really we could live life right that God said for us to live it, and he can change his mind. No different than the Lord changing his mind with Jonah, not when it came to the Israelites that were in who was it? In Nineveh. When he changed his mind there, he can easily change his mind. Y'all so focused on, the Lord's going to do 1/3, 1/3. Yeah, that's prophesied. But the Lord can easily say, you know what? No, there's going to be no 1/3. Because what did the Bible also say? All Israel shall be saved. So the Lord can easily change his mind. Even if 1/3 gets destroyed, all that still can accomplish all Israel being saved, or none of us get unalived if we actually come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, and all Israel still can be saved. We can change the Lord's mind. So keep in mind, any brother and sister out there, you should move toward the idea of changing the Lord's mind. Like when Commander General Hunter brought that out, and the generals and the captains brought that out, I was like, you know what? That made me push the truth even harder. It was like, man, maybe I can change the Lord's mind for other brothers and sisters out there. Because I would love to see all my brothers and sisters in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? I want to see every last one of you in the kingdom. That's what I would love to see. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see any of y'all get get unalived because you didn't want to keep the law. I want every last one of y'all there. All right. So just putting that out there based on what we were talking about. That was a heavy point. You got the scripture? You can read it when you got it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 8. When the Most High divided the nations, their inheritance.
So remember, the Lord divided the nations. All right. This is also in relation to the Lord's supremacy, please.
When he separated the sons of Adam.
The sons of who?
The sons of Adam.
The sons of who?
The sons of Adam.
So the sons of Adam. Adam has sons, obviously. Now, when it talks about the sons of Adam, that's also referring to the sons of God. That was the race of people at that time, like Noah. He was one of the sons of Adam. He was one of the. He came from the race, the sons of God. So, for an example, I be telling brothers and sisters all the time, we as Israelites, we've been here. We being called Israel, like Israel is a new nation in compared to some of the nations. However, we've always been here because we are the sons of Adam. Israel literally means prince of the power, the son of the power, the son of Adam, the son of God. Like that's literally that's the name of our race, essentially, the son of God. That's the name of our race, right? And so to even be called a son of God, right, you must come from a certain bloodline. And so when the Most High divided the sons of Adam, he divided them. Go ahead.
He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
Say who?
According to the number of the children of Israel.
So now there we go. Shalom. That's home. So that's why I said what I said. Sons of Adam, children of Israel. Those are synonymous with each other right there, because we were here before. Like, we come from that bloodline. We are these people. You understand? That's why the Lord dealt with a specific bloodline. He divided the people according to a specific bloodline. Like, that's real supremacy. Understand that. That's been happening since the times of Adam. Keep that in mind. Like, that's history. Like, you want to teach your children, right, that it's historical evidence that God separated the people since the time of Adam. It was never about coming together and being one people. We were never just one people. That you cannot support that claim biblically, because right here, Deuteronomy 32:8. We don't got do I want verse 9 in that too? Yeah, go to verse 9 real quick.
Verse 9. For the Most High's portion is his people.
Remember, for the Lord's portion is his people. Go ahead.
Jacob's, the lot of his inheritance.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. So right there, that's literally just doubling down. The Lord is letting you know that the children of Israel, which are Jacob, all right, which is the Lord's people, we are his inheritance. Meaning we're going to inherit what the Lord wants us to inherit. That's why when Paul came on the scene, right, he said, pertaineth, who are Israelites, pertaineth the adoption, the service of God, and things like that in Romans chapter 9. This is what he's reflecting, because we are literally the Lord's inheritance. All right. Give me Proverbs 28:9. We'll stop there. All right. Of course, I guess I had dozens of precepts, but I don't want to keep y'all here because it's getting late on time.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law.
So now when it comes to hearing the law, now what's hearing the law? Understanding the law. All right. Hearing is a part of comprehension. Understanding is comprehension. And just like the brother brought out, right? Understanding is literally practicing it, rehearsing it. The Bible says to rehearse the righteous acts. So when you understand something, that means you do it. You actually do it. How do I know that you don't lie? How do I know you understand that line? You show me that you're not a liar. Everybody, of course, that makes sense, right? And so if you take your ear from hearing the law, meaning if you take your ears away from doing the law by keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments, go ahead.
Even his prayer shall be abomination.
I mean, the Lord isn't even going to hear your prayers. Like, prayer is something essential to the so-called Black, Latino, and Native American community, especially how the Lord wants us to do it, especially how the Lord wants us to achieve it. Like, we can achieve so much through prayer, but it says right here, some actions must be done in order for our prayer to be effectual, in order for it to be effective. And the only way for it to be effective, if we must keep the laws of God. We must keep his laws, his statutes, and his commandments. Of course, in the brotherhood class, in the Wednesday law class, we can go over the actual laws, like not eating pork, shrimp, and lobster, no prostitution, no fraud, no scamming, like, things like that. No adultery, of course, no interracial marriaging. Like, that's what real supremacy looks like. Like, we get the wrong idea of what supremacy looks like because of how our oppressors displayed supremacy, which is by being terrorist, through terrorism, through abuse, through trauma, through affliction and pain and suffering. Well, that's not what supremacy is. Supremacy is knowing how to love your brother and how to treat your brother, how to deal with your race of people on the scale that the Lord wants you to deal with them, which is by keeping his laws. And this is how we're going to get our prayers answered. It's Israelite culture for us to send up prayers to the Lord, face east, send up prayers to the Lord, and there's an angel required to gather up these prayers, and he takes these prayers and he puts it into a cistern and he burns the incense for the Lord to literally smell and hear our prayers. That's in the book of Revelations. All right. Not trying to go off on a tent, you know what I'm saying? You know, we can go over those scriptures later, but that's in the Bible. Does anybody know the angel who's responsible for collecting prayers and responsible for healing and things like that? Does anyone know who that angel is? Just real quick, anyone know? No, please.
Wasn't it Raphael?
Give the brother a hand. Right, Raphael. In the Hebrew, Rapha Ya'ala. That's why in one of our prayers, we say Rapha, Hagun, Magun. All right, by Hashem Yahushua, the water Aman. Like that's in one of our prayers. Like he's literally one of the angels who's responsible for collecting the prayers, giving it to the Lord, and the Lord says, okay, we'll heal. We'll heal this brother, or we'll heal this sister. That's why in the Bible, before I end the class, it says, honor thy physician. But it also says later in the chapter, like, because the Lord is going to be with that physician. If you just go to that physician, it doesn't mean you're going to get healed because of the physician. It's because the Lord blessed that physician's hands or his brain, his knowledge, or her brain or her knowledge. You know what I'm saying? It's all about, it all goes back to the Lord. So just keep that in mind in relation to prayer. Like prayer is real Black, Latino, and Native American supremacy if it's done right. Now, how the Christian church does it, because Christians will just tell you to pray and pray and pray, glory, hallelujah, whatever, and nothing gets done. There is some kind of work that must be done. All right? All right? If you're workless, you're faithless. With that, I pass the class to Officer Yaquab. You can get the security announcements. Clap it up. And you can turn the camera towards you.
ISUPK security announcements. We got ISUPK started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for a year. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. They need transportation. The teacher will arrange it. After a year, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After that, a 6 month period will be had for the brother and sister to get, and if approved, they will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10 means 10th in Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High gives you. What you'll do, you'll go to ISUPK.com. You'll look up in the left corner, you'll see a blue box that says tithes and donations. That's where you go and pay your tithes and your donations at. All right, priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory whatsoever amount you would like. The upcoming holy convocation is the Lord's Passover. It'll be March 1st, 2nd, March 2nd.
You're talking about the Passover?
Passover. April, Slaki.
Yeah.
April 1st.
You was thinking correct.
April 1st. So make sure y'all got your reservations made. It's gonna be a Tawab time. It's gonna be in Houston, Texas, man. So make sure you lock in with your camp leaders and letting them know that everything is Tawab and your reservations and everything, and let's get it rocking. If any brother wants to become a troop in the school to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and a scarf, and your sisters want to come into the school, make sure your head covered and you have on the modest dress. All right, and with that, we're gonna give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Sisters, Yeshavi, which means remain seated. Men of Israel, Imagine, which means to stand. We're gonna give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yada Matah. We're gonna turn to the sisters. Sisters, Imagine. We're gonna give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Shamar Latah by Hashem Yahushua.
Yahweh Shamar Latah by Hashem Yahushua.
Yada Matah. Class dismissed.
Shalom, Israel. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, and you know what time it is. It's the Lord's 57th annual Passover, and it's going to be held in Houston, Texas on April 4th. Don't forget, bring your family, bring your friends. Because this is going to be the time that so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans can come under one roof in one house and to serve the Lord. It's that time. $200 per person. Don't forget, over the age of 17. Don't forget the Lord's Passover. It's coming.
Kingdoms ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one. It was written.